Okay, so you got your ITA. Congratulations. But you know what? Just pause for a moment. The most common refusals after getting your ITA, it's not that you did not qualify. Rather, the information on your application, it did not make sense to IRCC. So today I'll try to cover those silent refusal triggers that most applicants, they do not even know that these exist until IRCC connects all the dots and you happen to find yourself in a limbo. And I'm not gonna waste your time on police clearance certificates, medicals, proof of funds. Everyone knows about this stuff. I'm talking about technical errors that you think in your perspective, they're not errors or omissions, but from visa officer's perspective, these errors can lead your application to a big refusal. Now, this mistake can be brutal. Your eAPR contradicts your old IRCC history, and most applicants do not realize this. IRCC can compare your eAPR with what you previously told them. You know, in your past applications could be visit visas, study permits, work permits, extensions, refusals, whatever. So here's a silent mistake that applicants make. Your news story suddenly changes. Dates have been shifted, employment appears that was never mentioned, a refusal is missing, your travel patterns are not lining up. I understand it's not always fraud, but it is always a credibility issue if you don't explain it. So here's how you fix it. Do a consistency audit before you submit. Match your work dates, address dates, travel patterns, refusals, and legal status history with what you've previously declared in past applications. If something truly changed or you made an innocent mistake in the past, disclose it cleanly in one letter of explanation with the exact dates and evidence, of course. So when people read the instructions guide and it clearly says no gaps, and sometimes their interpretation of no gaps would translate to no huge or big gaps. A gap can be 2 weeks, even 1 week. And here's what makes it dangerous. Gaps force the officer to ask, what happened here? Why is it missing? So you gotta treat your timeline like a continuous movie. So this means if you were unemployed in a certain period, then stay unemployed in your application. And if you were traveling, say you were traveling, no blank periods at all, no mystery time. Now, this one hits people who are otherwise perfect applicants. The application will ask for passport details. Applicants upload only the newest passport and ignore the old one that holds the stamps and visas that explain the travel history. And now you've created a logical problem. And the problem is your uploaded passport pages do not actually support your travel history or your travel stamps. And many people renew passports after ITA and forget to update every place where the passport number and validity appear. So you need to list the passports that we'll use for finalization and travel. That includes supporting pages from older passports that explain your travel timeline. If you hold more than one passport due to dual nationality, disclose it clearly so IRCC never discovers it later. Now let's be precise and confident here. The PR portal requires you to enter an expiration date in the national ID section. Some national IDs do not have an expiration date printed on them. People will make a guess and just put a random expiration date. And some people omit the ID in its entirety. And all three options can create issues. Enter the details exactly as they appear on the ID. When the ID has no expiration date, but the portal requires one, use the standard portal workaround expiry date and explain in your letter of explanation. You think you've submitted everything, but the portal only shows one file. Many upload slots accept only one document. So if you upload your reference letter first, then later upload pay stubs, you may have just replaced the letter. Now IRCC sees the pay stubs with no letter or a letter with no pay evidence. Just create a one PDF document and make sure your information is consistently placed in an order. Now again, this is where strong applicants will get hurt. Employer does not exist anymore. You rely on partial documents. Your experience can get questioned. Employer name change, your payslip says company A and your letter says company B and your T4 says something else. So to the officer, it may seem like you invented another job or you mixed up the two employers. So you need to include information about the old business name, new business name, effective date, and proof of of that change. Then back it up with your records, T4s, pay stubs, bank deposits, ROE if available, employment contract, internal HR emails, and supervisor confirmation. Your letter of explanation should explain the business continuity clearly and calmly. Now, this is the silent killer, especially for CEC applicants. People focus on the reference letter and forget the math and logic test. What I'm trying to say is, do you even know if your hours are adding up? Or you could be counting time that you should not be counting. And when you combine the two employers to reach the required hours, the risk actually doubles because both employers must be equally document ready. So you need to do an eligibility math sheet before submission, start date, end date, hours per week, pay status, gaps, authorization coverage. Then compare that against your pay evidence and tax slips so the numbers match your story. Different job titles across documents with no explanation. That's a red flag. Unexplained address overlaps with full-time employment in another city or country. Travel history that is in conflict with your employment dates. Remember, your ITA is not your PR. Your job is not just to upload documents. Your job is to submit a file that does not contradict itself in any way, shape, or form. So if you did receive your invitation and you're about to submit your application, but you do have questions or concerns about certain points or different parts of the application, and you're looking for legal or professional advice, I'm a licensed Canadian immigration consultant based in Toronto, Canada. You can book an appointment at the given link here. We'll have a detailed chat about your professional profile in which we'll do a complete assessment to see where you stand. Of course, we'll let you know how to move forward. Anyways, that's it for now, and we'll be coming back with more updates. Thank you.